All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the second micro teaching session, of course. And our topic today is one that is very simple but is extremely important. Do you know what that is? You don't? Let me tell you. It's culture. All right, we have a very diverse class. We got people coming in from Italy, from the United States, Vietnam, and even Japan. So it is entirely appropriate and it is very important to discuss cultures and culture differences, culture class, and the importance of cultures in establishing a viewpoint. Okay. Now, at the beginning of the class, when I mentioned the word culture, and I look at your faces, and I see one thing in common. Everyone is like, there is nothing new to learn about culture. We've all heard about it. We know everything about it. We know what culture shock is. So what is there that is new for us to learn? Well, my job is to prove you wrong today. Okay? All right. Any one of you here from Africa? Do we have an African member? Please, no. We don't have an African. I was hoping that we had an African classmate in this class to verify my story, okay? So the story is this, okay? So, I travel a lot. So a couple of years ago, I traveled to Africa, and I attended a gala dinner. And I had a job there, actually. My job was very simple. All I had to do was to stand in front of the gate, at the entrance, if you will, and just, saying hello and being welcoming, hospitable to guests and members coming into our gala dinner. And one part of that job is, one requirement for that job is to be able to pronounce the name of the guest correctly. And, you guys would think that would be an easy job. And I did think that it was an easy job. So at first I got the regular names. I got the Mark, I got the John, I got the Michelle, I got the Michael. But then, suddenly there was this one African guy who came in. Now, all of our guests had their name written on a name tag in front of the chest like this. So I would look at their names and I would just, say hello to them, like, hi, how are you doing, Mr. Robert? Welcome to our dinner. So this one guy came in and he had a name I did not know how to pronounce, okay? All right, one question first. Have you ever seen a guy with a name that has an exclamation mark on it? For example, what is your name? What is your name, man?
My name is Mary.
Mary. Okay, Mary, what happens if I put an exclamation mark at the end of your name? How would you pronounce it?
We use the mark to express our feelings, like happiness or anger.
Okay, good. So that basically means I can pronounce your name as Mary, as in very angry, or Mary, as in very happy. Is that correct? That is how we view the exclamation mark. Okay, so that's how I view the exclamation mark. So I look at his name. So it took me a couple of seconds to decide, okay, I'm going to say his name with emphasis. And his name was spelled like this. It's M-W-A exclamation mark B-I-L-E. So it would be Amobile. But with the exclamation mark, I believe it would be Wabile or Wabile. Alright. So this guy, upon hearing my pronunciation of his name, he looked at me straight in the eye and he was dead serious. He was like, "No, sir, that is not how you pronounce my name." And then I panicked, because how else would you pronounce a name with an exclamation mark in the middle of it? Do you know?
No.
I didn't know. A lot of people didn't know. If you've never been to Africa, you wouldn't know. So actually, the exclamation mark in certain African languages is a designation for a sound. You know what sound?
No.
This sound. So his name was M-moi exclamation mark. So it's M-moi Billy. Okay? So you have a click the middle of your name. You know how cool that is to have a click in the middle of your name? Imagine your name, John, right? I put John exclamation mark. The next day, everyone's going to go, hey, how's it going, John? That would be kind of cool, isn't it? All right, so that is part of culture. That is culture shock for me. So what I'm trying to say is this, no matter how well traveled you are, no matter how much you have read, there are always going to be new things about cultures for you to learn and to understand. So that is just one example of what culture is. So I want to ask class, what do you believe are other parts of culture besides names and language? What do you believe?
Can be food.
It can be food.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Customs.
Custom.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
Music.
Music. All right. So we're gonna have to name a lot of things here. What about what I'm wearing right now? What do you think of my t-shirts? No, this is not a t-shirt. I'm sorry. This is a shirt, a proper shirt. But what do you think of it?
Is it your traditional shirt?
It is not my country traditional shirt, but it is a traditional shirt. Now, the next question I'm going to ask is, if I would have showed up in a business meeting here in New York, wearing this shirt right here, do you think that would be appropriate?
Absolutely no.
Absolutely no. All right, that is a very absolute answer. Absolutely no. And why so? Why do you think this is not appropriate to go into meetings with?
It's too colorful.
It's too colorful. Now, what if I told you that this is the shirt that Indonesian prime minister, presidents, CEOs, all the VIPs in Indonesia, they often go to meetings wearing shirts like this. This shirt is called batik, right? It is their traditional shirt, and they often go to meeting with these shirts. So there's another example to tell you that how different cultures can be, and how these differences in cultures can actually create a lot of misunderstanding and conflicts in the world. Okay. All right. Third questions. Now, you've mentioned a lot of things that constitute cultures. I'm going to ask you another question. Can a tree be culture?
No.
Oh, you say no? Can a stone, a rock, be culture?
It depends.
It depends. Can a banana be culture?
It depends because something from nature can also be considered cultural if it is the symbol of the country.
All right. So you see, okay, that is a very good answer. So culture is not everything, but culture, that is everything that is associated to mankind, and the feelings and the meanings and the history that we associated an items with. So I would like the class to take 1 minute, okay, to really think about what constitutes culture. And then I want you guys to take 2 minutes to speak to the partner next to you about your about an experience that you've had that shocked you culturally, a culture shock that you have experienced. And then together, we're going to come back as a class, we're going to hear your story, and then from your story, we are going to define what culture is. And most importantly, from that, we can work on certain solutions to cultural clash, cultural conflicts, and ultimately, we're going to be analyzing international events from a cultural standpoint. So that is the aim of this lesson. Are we good? All right. I'll let you guys begin.